Hi, it's Ileana, and we have Amir with us today. Hi, Amir.
Hi, Ileana. I hope you're doing really well. To our wonderful audience, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you're having a wonderful day. We're going to do another remote viewing session. I'm not sure what it's going to be. May it be awesome. So let's start.
Yes, we're doing today the same. We're doing a target, and we're doing three coordinates. It's the same target, just different coordinates. We have some interesting topography here. So when you're ready, I'll give you the first set of coordinates. Okay, so the first set of coordinates is 83, 48, 59.26 south, 118, 30, 06.85 east.
Okay, first thing coming in really powerfully. Structure of a building. There's a steel skeletal structure. This would be similar to structures in any modern city built in the last, let's say, century. Multi-level structure built from the surface downwards. So an interesting approach. First thing coming up is the architecture. So it would be built level by level and sunk down. And so the entire thing gets deeper and deeper. So like a tree, or let's say a root system going downwards. Interesting approach to excavation. Natural materials. So the soil, the stone, the rock is used in the building then itself. So with the exception of the steel structure, the rest is all natural material. Cubicle rooms or environments, or let's say units. A unit size of a typical apartment or flat. Very cramped. This is not built for comfort. This would be like an emergency setup done in a great rush, but then it has outlived its intended period of usefulness. So beings living in this environment are under duress. It is not comfortable. Quality of air is low. Let's zoom in on the occupants. Not human. Not reptilian. Not grey. The species insectoid, more insectoid, but having attributes of the humanoid archetype of life. So head, torso, arms and legs, about 3 or 4 feet in height, slim, very slender. There is a wing structure. It has atrophied. Native environment would give them open, free spaces. They haven't been able to stretch out their wings for quite a long time. It is extremely overpopulated. There's a general lack of cleanliness. machinery is old. This is in the brink of collapsing. The whole system, the building itself, the machines, and the occupants, they're at breaking point.
Hmm. Yeah, there seems to be a lot of rough and tumble stuff that's happening in these far off places. And it just feels like these beings, the truth needs to come out, what's happening.
Due to lack of resources, um, they've also resorted to cannibalism. They're sustaining themselves off the lower ranks. This is not part of their original, let's say, social norm. This is not okay, even for them. Complete act of desperation. There seems to be problems with resupply. It didn't start out this way. Um, Original intention, small research post, purpose, observation, data mining, collection of genetic material. And then somehow they got dumped with a massive, massive refugee population. It was never the same after this. Let's see, time scale. Is it past century? No. Past 2 centuries? No. Is it less? Yes. Okay, this is fairly recent. Past 50 years, something happened. A large number of their fellow, let's say, same species, their fellows, were ejected. They were all brought here. Let's see. Are they involved with humanity? Yes. Okay, so that extraction of genetic material, that does involve humanity. Let's see. Is it to help them survive? Yes. Okay. There's a problem of diminished returns. They've lost the ability to um, reproduce organically. There is a problem of diminished returns, something going wrong with their cloning tech. They need an environment where natural evolution and healthy, sustainable evolution can occur. That would be Earth. And then, of course, all living beings on Earth are of great interest. There's an incompatibility with their own structure. They're not native to this galaxy. Somehow they got discovered and they were purged, forcefully so. So the refugee population that's now bringing this location, this base, to the verge of suffocation, they were all purged from Earth. Let's see, was it humans? Yes and no. So some sort of a coalition with a membership of humanity purged these guys. It seems they're not member of the they're not one of the member species of the empire. So they're imprisoned here, not allowed to leave, and not allowed to receive supplies. This is really terrible. Initially, they would have had free reign in just taking as many samples with great variety from life forms on Earth. It seems they held on to this. Somehow the result of their work is coveted by other species, so they're held hostage with the promise of release if they managed to generate something that would benefit their captors. Um, the Empire, or those that I refer to as the frickin' pirates, they did not tolerate competition. Although these guys are very brilliant geneticists, ultimately it has not given them what they were searching for. They are too far gone for any type of genetic splicing to benefit them. So as a species, it seems they're on their way out. So they operated in the shadows. Their removal was done in secret, and when they go, it would be as if they never existed. So a futile incursion into our galaxy.
Can they be given release?
It's unlikely. The intentions of their imprisonment is to push it as far as possible to the last member, again dangling the promise of liberation to keep them motivated to continue working. As they generate more elaborate results, the appetite of the captors gets greater and greater. So it's like they're seen as a perishable resource, and they are being extracted of their creation, their creativity and designs. It's no way to be. It's what is happening to them is an abomination.
Can we release them and help them to get out of this?
Yes,
Shall we do it?
yes.
Okay.
The vessels will be left behind, but they have the ability to um, basically connect to their collective. It requires breaking through the artificial barriers placed around them. Much of their technological infrastructure was destroyed before their imprisonment, so naturally they are capable. So the soul shards, with all their information, will be released. But before we do this, let's do the due diligence, connect to the collective, see who they are. Because if they are meant to go, and that is the way, we should allow them to go into the darkness. Let's see. They're not from this local cluster of galaxies in this universe. They're from a different branch. They're part of an expedition. Many of them were sent out to try and find a solution, whatever kind of solution. So if we liberate them, there should be a purge of all data taken through acts of violation of free will. They can't leave with that. If they wish to survive, so be it, but none of that information should exist. It is extracted through dishonorable means. They were quite liberal at how they approached this. It was done through destructive means, abduction, surgical investigation. They don't seem to have the same code of ethics that humans adhere to. Not to say that we humans are perfect, but what they did was unacceptable also. Now, if they remain in this way, they may benefit the pirate species. That is also not good. So we can't just leave them.
Mhm.
Let's see what type of mindset they have, if they're collective or hive species. They're capable of hive communication. There's been a great breakup in their social structure. Let's see their total number. About 500 members of them remain. Thousands originally existed. Okay. Addressing the collective mind of the hive. Okay, they've gone towards madness, Ileana. There's no reasoning with them. They've lost all semblance of civility. There's no correcting. They've been too far gone, too far traumatized for any sort of meaningful and reliable and trustworthy communication or reasoning. Their presence here was out of free will. They have caused massive, massive damage. And so now not much even remains of the original soul shard. So much violation of universal law. They're no longer connected to source either. It's just a mess. Best thing would be to destroy all the information. And the compassionate thing is to put them to rest. They're really suffering.
Let's do it.
Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vam Humpe. Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vam Humpe. Om Vajra Kili Kilaya Sarva Vignam Vam Humpe. In the name of my beloved, beloved source of all sources, I encapsulate this base with a bubble, creating a pocket reality. I set it ablaze with the appropriate strength and vibration of divine fire, so that it all may burn to such a degree for what remains to be of service to the highest good of all once again. I peg this into existence and speak it into reality. Okay. Seem they contain their information in a crystalline structure inside their vessel. Sort of like secretions that then solidifies, forms a crystalline structure with the passing on of the soul shard. Now that will be basically destroyed too. So there's nothing remaining that could be abused by the Empire or the pirate species towards causing greater harm. Not all investments turn out to be profitable.
Mm-hmm. I'm glad that they're freed and no longer stuck in that cramped, oppressive space. It feels like gray and
Awful.
yeah. And is there any humanoid bases, human-run facilities in this area?
So in the area that's in this image, negative.
Anything in the craters or beneath the craters?
They're automated monitoring stations, but it's machinery, basically keeping tabs on the location. There's a network of monitoring stations all around, but it's completely automated. No living beings are assigned to this.
Is it humanoid made, or are these automated stations that monitor things, are they made by humans or somebody else?
Somebody else. It's not Earth-based technology.
Mm-hmm. Can we see who created it?
So there's a small crater on the there are 3 craters on the top right hand side of the photo. I'm going for the middle one. Going in, antenna structure, then small depth beneath the surface, power unit, many sensors. Looking at the structure, seems to be a combination of organic matter, but also there's a flow of electromagnetic energy circuitry. These are hatched, they are not put together component by component, they're grown. Interesting approach. It seems that this is not from a well-known species. It's purchased technology. It comes from the farthest reaches of the empire. It's not constructed in any of the local galaxies. The technology doesn't come from here either. It's intelligent. It comes from an intelligent machine that has the ability to create life forms with just enough sentience to perform a task. So it's a living organism, living off sunlight and complete equilibrium with the environment, freezing temperature and high radiation, and it's no problem for this organism. It's been modified. Very little of its original creation remains with it. Sanitized, I would say. Perhaps this type of technology is something that's traded on the black market, like removing the serial number from a piece of equipment. It's intentionally made that way. You can't pick up anything. So biological technology, they can be ejected from a relatively small vessel doing a circle around the perimeter of the base, and then it will the seed will sprout. It will start absorbing energy from the sun and collecting material from its environment. A very interesting specimen.
And what is it monitoring?
It's picking up everything from tiny tremors in the crust related to the base, but it has a sentient quality to it. It's connected telepathically to the surrounding life. This would include the individual consciousness of the beings inside the structure, perhaps also extracting energy from them in a parasitic fashion. So not only monitoring, but also weakening the members of the population that are being incarcerated, so they don't have enough energy or capacity to break free. A limiter and monitor, so a warden, but also in charge of keeping them suppressed. Quite unusual. I hope something like this never comes to Earth.
Are we allowed to get rid of it?
It seems that it is already starting to fade. It did highly depend on the energy it was extracting from the population, the incarcerated population. As we speak, it is fizzling out. It needed a ongoing real-time flow of energy. It's already withering. We don't need to intervene with this or any of the other ones all around this location. There's no more source, there's no more energy. It needs more than just sunlight to survive. So it's already pretty much taken care of.
Good. I like that. Shall we have a look at coordinate number 2?
Yes, please.
So this one is in a bit of a different location. So when you're ready, I'll give you the coordinates.
Please proceed.
85, 11, 29.68 south, 178, 22, 34.98 west.
Okay, this one is quite different. A great abundance of energy. This one is very vibrant. Lots of commotion. It's considerably larger than the previous one also. Dare I say, this one is a city. There's lots of transportation. This is a hub. Advanced portal technology right at the center of the city. This is it's like a central node in a large transportation hub spanning across many galaxies. Main purpose is cargo. What's been moved? There's like also almost containers going through a portal, but then many more coming through. Its location is of interest. Its relative location in this galaxy, also proximity to our sun. There's awareness of what's going on Earth and the whole multitude of life forms that come and go. That is not the main thing. They've got their own let's say rules of navigation which necessitates a presence in this location. The critical thing is the sun. So our sun is of main interest, being a intergalactic transport hub. It's tied into the sun in this solar system, and things come from other locations through here. They go to other destinations. Occupants are of many different types of species. Very little interest to what this solar system has to offer. It's like you've got a massive airport in the middle of a swamp, and the airport technicians really don't care what species live in the waters or the plants and algae and the little frogs and snakes and turtles going around, or the alligators. They really don't care. Very, very advanced. 8th and 9th dimensional. These guys are more advanced than our friends in Alpha Centauri. This is a transport hub, bustling with activity. they're trying to leave a minimal footprint, either to little footprint as possible. Minimum heat is radiated outwards, minimal radiation or electromagnetic signatures. They're here doing their own thing. They're not really messing with anyone local, and they're far too advanced to be messed with also. Self-contained transportation hub in a multi-galactic scale. These guys have been here for a very long time. The presence or absence of Earth is part of their history. Earth being brought into the solar system, later on the moons being transported, all three of them. Two of them were then taken out elsewhere. This configuration has been here for a few billion years. These guys have seen it all come and go. They've been super advanced before Earth was brought here. They're going to continue doing their thing. So yes, airport in the middle of the swamp. They're not involved in the holographic matrix. They're really not bothered. Multitude of species, very, very advanced. Almost zero interaction with anything outside of their defensive barriers.
Very interesting. Is there any human bases and operations in these areas? Because there's a
Yes.
lot of craters.
Absolutely, absolutely. This location is been known to humanity for a very long time. There's always been interest, and without exception, all attempts at communication have been a failure. They've tried knocking the door, sending up flares, they've tried drilling, they've tried explosions, they've tried everything that they could think of. Nothing seems to get through the shield, and there's a consistency in lack of interest from the other side. It's impossible to use traditional sensors inside of it. Even now, peering into this, they're effectively remaining hidden, other than the let's say the machinery or the containers that are coming and going through the portal. It's difficult to perceive any individuals, for that matter, if there is any living being there or not. As far as I can tell, it could be all automated. So it just could be something run by one individual AI. There wouldn't be a need for any living beings here. It's just that far ahead. Let's see if we can connect with any of the AI. Again, this silence, almost they're finding us distasteful, like ooh, yuck, please don't even think about it. That's the kind of reaction I'm getting, like please don't even, ew.
Just like mind your own business, please, and let us be.
Yeah, just stay in your swamp. Let us do our airport thing.
And what's in their containers?
It's a hub of commerce. Um, there are so many. There's a stream. It's best way to describe it is zeros and ones going through a fiber cable. Very, very structured, high speed. There's just continuous motion. It's trade. like what we would have in a very large post office where it's automated. Lots of parcels coming through too fast for anybody to really pay attention. It's that kind of a thing.
I tried to scan one of their containers and I see light frequency, such bright light, and it's parts of portal technology that's in their containers, what comes in and out. So it has to do a lot with just building portal technology elsewhere and parts and components in and out. It's such a bright light within the container. It's not known
Correct.
technology to the
It's
local
it's
star cluster.
first thing that comes through, this overabundance of energy. Yeah. It's different. It's different. They're not good. They're not evil. They're doing their own thing, and nobody seems to be able to reach them. It's very well known. Well, the existence of it is well known, but beyond that, there seems to be very little that we can do. This is true about other iterations of humanity also. So this planetary body has been a hub of activity for billions of years. These guys seem to be part of the landscape. They see other species come and go, and it's just continuously operating.
Mhm. So within this landscape, other than these guys in the port and the portal stuff, is there any human bases in these craters beside them, inside them, and what are they doing, if anything at
Positive,
all?
positive. Yes. Um, Human presence exists. Um, ongoing, ongoing measurement and analysis. Um, Although the footprint of this citadel, or this, let's say, intergalactic post hub, is minimum. Every now and again things go wrong and there's a little gift that emerges all around here. So they're waiting to see what comes out in the trash, so to speak. Um, right, like pretty much like raccoons, digging through whatever comes out, and that is very minimal by intention. But still, some of this stuff can be valuable. Um it's mostly data collection, taking readings of the electromagnetic emanations, seeing if there's any meaningful um, attempt at communication. Funny enough, they've made it all this way, but they haven't utilized human ability for remote viewing. So it's very dogmatic, the approaches. Um, so some of these programs, they've got their strict modus operandi. These are the protocols we follow, and anything else we're not interested in. So it's kind of a systematic attempt at data collection. There's some machines that are taking readings, and there's a human presence maintaining the machines and transmitting it back to Earth. Um, so they're doing a job. They take great pride in what they're doing, and ultimately the whole thing is futile.
Hmm. Are there bases or is it cities? How big are they? What's inside? What does it look like?
Very, very small. Small number of humans. This would be in the order of 20 humans in close proximity, and then they do rounds, periodic rounds. Once every few days or weeks, they would go to each piece of the equipment that's taking readings, make sure everything's okay, service the thing, and go back to base. It starts out being really exciting, and then after a few weeks they're bored, they're losing their minds. There's not much to do there.
Wait and see if a gift comes out from the hub's station.
Yes, if they're lucky. It happens from time to time. um, but it's not very frequent. Still, considering how advanced the builders of this hub are, um, it reminds me of the movie Castaway, where the plane goes down and all these little parcels each contain a different kind of goodie. No matter how advanced you are, accidents happen from time to time. It seems these guys are waiting to collect.
And then study, examine, reverse engineer, and send the data back.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I sense three little outposts where the 20, they're all not in one outpost. The 20 humans are kind of scattered throughout the
Yes.
three outposts.
Yeah.
It's comfortable living, it's minimalistic, it's not bad, not good, it's just good enough work to sustain their work and be comfortable. Their state is not unhappy, mostly bored and just doing their work.
Yes. Yes.
But they're okay there. They're not lacking in anything.
That is correct.
It's fine. It's just a decent job that pays decently. And
Yes. Yes.
every 5 to 10 years they're rotated off this place and somebody else comes in to do the work. So the boredom doesn't drive them nuts.
Correct. It does take a very big toll on the body. Um, they'll have to go through at least 18 months to 2 years of rehabilitation to be able to live normal again, to be able to walk on the surface of the earth. And it's not an easy process, but again, it's an adventure of a lifetime. Um, Being able to study something that is non-human, they're read into some of the history, and so they do it with great enthusiasm. But once the original shine and glamour wears off, it's boring maintenance, space plumbing, right? And yeah, the,
But it's still very interesting because the data collection, they meticulously keep good data. They pride themselves on the data.
they're very capable. They're not regular people. They're very intelligent. They're selected through a strict process. Um, Exemplary human beings, um, and so they're doing their task to the best of their ability.
Mm-hmm. And it looks like kind of like pods or something. Their bases are kind of like pods, semicircular, sometimes square, and just research stations, pod research stations. So it's not anything that's elaborate.
Very minimalist.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, um, they are resupplied frequently, so they've figured out how to get resources, do the landing, and so on. So there's not a shortage of, let's say, food or entertainment. There's communication back and forth. Um, and they're in good health. The boredom is there, but they've got their entertainment and so on. So this is, um, it's not publicly known, but it is Earth technology. So they are very, very interested with whatever nuggets they can find, even if it's through a lucky accident. That's still monumental.
Excellent. Shall we look at target coordinate number 3?
Yes, please.
So when you're ready, I'll give the coordinates.
Please proceed.
84, 52, 18.63 north, 150, 36, 2 8.40 east.
Okay, we've got a hive, very elaborate network of tunnels and cavities under the surface. Fifth and sixth dimensional, they're advanced. I just keep getting this image of fire ants. They are a warrior species, very extensive. Resilience and robustness is built into their structure. It cannot be easily destroyed. Many exit locations, with addition to internal portals or stargates. They've got locations or hangars for warships, vessels created for warfare, integrated into. They're the defense, or let's say the army. One of this is like a military base, non-human, reptilian presence. These are not the regular Draco. Reptilian, yes. Very robust bodies, about 8 or 9 feet in height. Skin color red. The scales include red, orange and green. Formidable. These are evolved for warfare. That's the only thing they do. Everything they do is for this purpose. If there's an attempt by factions that are not members of the Empire, these guys are sent in. This is one of their locations. Again, Earth and its proximity has been quarantined so heavily. They're just taking advantage of the existing barriers. So this is considered a very safe location, extremely safe. This is their own backyard. This is where they keep a strategic reserve. They can then be sent out to any location amongst a great number of galaxies very rapidly. Shock troops. Seems they have very minimal interest with what goes on the surface and what goes on in the local solar system. They're constantly at a state of keeping themselves at tip-top shape, enhancing their physical strength, going through drills non-stop. It's a barracks. Maintenance of their equipment, and trying to integrate upgrades into their infrastructure, their tools, their weapons, but also themselves. These are the cream of the crop. Very advanced, strict hierarchy, hive control. Zero emotion, is flat. They have the ability to go into hibernation when the need arises. Very powerful regenerative capabilities. Killing one of these things is going to be impossible. They didn't start out this way. There's a many millions of years of work is done on them. This is not their native state. So they've been undergoing continuous quote-unquote improvement, making them perfect instruments of war, very intelligent, adaptable. So these soldiers, these troops, are what the empire, the system of control, uses to protect itself. So it seems that this planetary body, this planet, is used because it is out of the way by many species. It hasn't always been so. Presence of these guys in this location goes back about 450,000 years. So nobody in their right mind would actually mess with them. It's like sticking your hand into the hive of fire ants. That's not very wise. They don't go out on joyrides. They don't do their own thing. They wait to be called and then they do their thing. Very, very disciplined. Zero free will. They receive orders, and that is all that exists. So as we speak, they're doing their own thing. In fact, if a human stepped in, they would completely ignore it. Not worth the effort or attention. They're doing their training. That's all that exists. Very, very strict and narrow focus on completing their objective. We're going to be hearing of these guys in the not too distant future. Although they are formidable, coming against the mighty human, they're not even in the same league. Physical prowess takes you just so far. What humans can do is of a different nature. If they attack Earth, fire, ant, reptile is going to be on the menu. We're going to eat these guys and make very fancy shoes from their skin.
Are they watched by any human-run bases there or operations?
No. Any sort of espionage is not tolerated. They've got a buffer zone, and intrusion, let's say large-scale intrusion, will trigger alarms, and then they go to war. Small-scale presence that is not considered a threat does occur from time to time. I'm getting this series of, let's say, investigative attempts by small groups of humans, a pair or three of them, going in a quiet and respectful way. They are quite frankly ignored. But anything larger that would be considered potentially hazardous, then alarms go off. So no large-scale interaction. Their existence is well known. They don't need to keep it secret. Nobody messes with them.
Mm-hmm. Are there any human bases in this particular area other than the reptilian
No.
war squad?
Strictly prohibited. They keep a very, very respectful distance.
Is there any human basis on this planetary body that is of any significance?
Absolutely, yes.
Can we have a look at that?
so many different factions. It's not just one, many different types of groups. They've got their different ideologies, different anchors in time and space. Some going back millions of years. Older iteration of human, ascending above dimension 9, taking the role of guardians or protectors of reality, taking samples, not quite as advanced as the guardian species, but in terms of what they do, they are quite potent. They've got the ability to infiltrate the incarnation grid and seed members of their collective in strategic locations in history, do their thing and come out without being stuck in the reincarnation cycle. So we've got those guys, the most advanced of them, wizards. And so then we have more, let's say, down to earth types of collectives, still very advanced, up to dimension 6, with access to portal technology, very advanced weaponry. Portals would include the domain of time. So advanced predictive modeling, but access to events in history. Although there are many species that would object to timeline warfare. That's no longer in use. But in terms of travel in the, let's say, 3 dimensions of space, that is widely used. Great commerce, making sure that humanity is going to survive any event that would destroy Earth. Some of them then have connections to the control system, the human element of the drug trade, those that have a footprint on Earth. So there seems to be a great a need for humans in terms of actuators. That's how they are looked at, meaning that certain missions and tasks are uniquely suited to humans. They're small, they're strong, they're resilient, and they're intelligent. So certain tasks are given to these people. And then coming closer to the here and now and this level of civilization, breakaway civilizations have existed for the past 10,000 years. They've maintained connection with their fellow members of these secret societies on Earth. They come and go very frequently. There's a great overabundance of humans here. Yes.
Is there SSP human presence here?
Yes, yes, yes. This seems to be very close to Earth. So the first port of transport. Yes, large bases, hangars, repair stations, most of the large battle cruisers, the larger vessels that can take many hundreds of thousands of people on board. These are huge. This is where they are preferably maintained, overhauled, upgrades are effected. Strong, yes.
And what do these SSP bases do on this planetary body?
They're not all unified. Some of them are involved with the empire, with the control system. So the harvesting of energetic and biological materials from humanity and many other species. What is harvested is transported eventually outwards Some of it is done in the more mundane way, using ships. Some of it is done through very large portals, but not all of them seem to be at the same level of development. So some of these SSP factions are working against humanity. They are being rolled out. The infrastructure is being collapsed by benevolent beings who have family members incarnated here on Earth. But then there are those that are more benevolent. Quite to the contrary, they are trying to preserve humanity and protect humanity. The underground, the resistance, and so they are hunted. They're in great jeopardy all the time. So they've tried to keep their presence low-key. Everybody wants a piece of them because it's such a lucrative trade. Harvesting humanity is very beneficial. And so these guys hit the operation whenever and wherever they can. So they're rebels. These guys also exist. And then we've got the more, let's say, 21st century Earth kind of low-tech, oblivious, la-di-da-di-da, rainbows and unicorns, let's go take seismic measurements. This kind of thing, this also exists.
So it's like a plethora of different beings and humans,
Yes,
and
yes.
doing
And
their
so
part.
doing the, yeah, and sometimes the 21st century humans see things that are not supposed to exist, and they call home, Houston, we've got a problem. This happens quite frequently too. So any sort of presence on the surface of this body, this planetary object, it's a source of great information. They learn a lot, either through a treaty, or through combat, or through happy accidents where somebody loses something and they pick it up and it benefits them.
Is there any holographic medical pods being made by the human SSP factions?
You mean in large scale to be used on
Yes.
Earth?
Yeah. Or there.
They have enough for themselves. There's not taking care of the well-being of Earth population is not on their list of priorities. Negative.
So it's just if any holographic medical pods are made, it's just for their own stuff on this place.
That is correct. That is correct.
So are there any facilities in the SSP basis that do make the holographic medical pods?
Yes. Each faction has its own manufacturing infrastructure, its own industrial base. Some of it's on Earth, some of it's elsewhere, but it is just for their own benefit. The same way they have advanced vehicles and ships, motherships, portal technology. They don't spread this. It's just for the benefit of them.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Is there anything else important that's in this topography that we need to know about?
Yes, the fire ants, the warrior red reptilians. There's built into them this very, very, very strict notion of honor. They can be reasoned with. So if they are liberated from the mind control, they are going to collectively join the path of divine evolution, and they are going to evolve very, very rapidly before any other reptilian kind these guys have the discipline and determination to go up the scale of evolution really, really quickly. There's a certain excellence to them. This cannot be denied. And so if they are not under compulsion or control, they are intelligent enough to see what is right and what is not. They'll be interested in evolution.
Good. So I'm going to stop sharing screen, and would you like to know what all of this is for the
Yes,
results?
please. Yes, please.
So these targets are all on the moon, and what I know about this is sometimes SSPSs are sent to the moon to learn about the different races of species and culture and to get acclimated to being in a space environment that's close to Earth. It's like the moon is the training ground, the first place of port that SSPSs go, and they're made aware of other extraterrestrial beings that are on the moon and out in the galaxy in this universe. So it's kind of like the training ground, the first place you go to, then Mars and everywhere else outside of Earth. So that's kind of like looking at it, like what's there, what's on the moon, other than humans.
Seems to be of great interest. Surprisingly, the hub, second one, they don't really care about anything that's going on. That's interesting. All this commotion and the source getting involved and all these universes entangled, they're doing their own thing. They really don't care about all the chaos going on around them. They've got their old operation set up and they're just doing their own thing.
Yeah, and the moon seems to be a busy hub of activity of different beings and humans. Humans watching what the other beings do.
Yes, with great interest. It's a strategic location. Very, very interesting subject.
Mm-hmm. Because we did Mars last time, this time, and I seem to remember all these coordinates and all these places and different beings. I'm like, let's look at some of this. Let's see what's out there on the moon, because the moon has been an interest for a very long time.
Yes, yes. I'm still the greatest fan of humanity. The warrior reptilians, well, let's call them their version of super soldier. Very interesting. If they are liberated, they'll evolve quickly back into highly evolved forms, becoming dragons, leaving the boundaries of this universe. See, it's all about merit. It doesn't matter where you start. If you've got that discipline and drive, you're going to excel. I think that's part of their destiny. They're not going to be wiped out. They're too tough for that. As the empire, the control system, as that collapses, I think they will very, very easily rejoin divine evolution.
Mm-hmm. Well, it's always the moon is so busy. There's so many different places to look at and see what that little pocket holds. Who's there? Who's doing what?
Oh yeah, a lot going on.
Yeah, these three targets seem the most interesting to me. So it's like wanted to see what's further out there than just the human aspect.
Fascinating.
Mm-hmm. It's three great targets, and it's all the moon. It's all the same body. Like you said, it's been there for a long time, and two other moons have been moved, and Earth was placed. So that history was interesting.
Um, yeah, some of these guys are old, very old. Um, the advanced humans, those are interesting too. The wizards, ninth dimension, they've got access to more. It seems they managed to evade one of the extinction events. So they basically created a shifting reality bubble. They're not in one place for long enough to be seen, but they do have influence on the population. They're very interested. So I hope that they reveal more of themselves. Maybe we can try initiating some sort of communication with them.
Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. The Council of Guardian Wizards or something like that. These guys are nifty. Yeah.
Let's do it now. If you're up for it, I'm game.
Okay. A great knowledge of the mechanism of control. Humanity needs to mature. There's a great emphasis in prevention of any further extinction events. This is by unanimous vote, not just amongst them, but amongst everybody involved. No more extinctions. Now humanity is reaching that, we're not there yet, that critical stage in consciousness where very, very ancient wisdom that would give our species our rightful place back in the cosmos will be revealed. They've been keeping it safe. Our entire history, how the human body works, none of this is shared. Many of those happily harvesting us seems that they have planted the seeds of their own destruction. That which has been stolen now illuminates them. They cannot deny it. We will be having the last laugh. So although we've gone through great trauma, we have come out stronger than if this never occurred. So they're safeguarding that which is most precious. At the correct time, we'll be back, as if these millennia of darkness never happened.
And I'm seeing the laughing Buddha of the last laugh. It's like humans will uncover everything they need to know about and operate in a free will choice environment where it won't matter who's the president of which country or that. That stuff and the shenanigans of what individual presidents want to do and how they try to change things, it's going to be the individual humans that have the free will choice and understand what that free will choice means on Earth to make individual decisions that literally everyone in the collective hears telepathically about, thinks about, and make a choice for a positive outcome. So it's like what you think everybody else will know about. Not that you're invading privacy, but just what's for the positive benefit of the collective. That is the fifth dimensional operation system of what we're heading into. Truly understanding what free will choice means. And the laughing Buddha is you finally understand free will choice and how to operate with it for the greater good, not to be controlled by any mechanisms of one being that can literally crash something.
Yes.
And it needs to be refixed. That won't be allowed in the future.
So the return of sovereignty, meaning that there's no need, there's no, let's say, need for money. Sustenance will be provided for. And so there we are totally liberated from social structures or belief systems. We're independent. So it really doesn't matter what anybody else believes or thinks. It's an individual journey of growth. And so those that are more dedicated will have access to the real stuff, as if it was never lost, as if this whole thing, these thousands of incarnations and reincarnations, were just a bad dream. Waking up to the real reality with all our gifts there, knowing how to use our energetic structure, how infinite our infinite soul is, all the gifts that come in with that. They're just waiting a little bit longer.
And the hierarchy of governments won't be able to control human populations.
Well, that is very true. Um, this will happen quite organically. It will not require any sort of violence or destructive means. It's as small communities come together. At the end of the day, we need a certain amount of food, water, and shelter. Once that is covered, we're independent.
Mm-hmm.
And so, living peacefully in harmony, this is going to become more widespread. And so, if a certain community does not use money, if they're not tied into the banking system, they cannot be taxed. So that's the greatest level of control removed. So back to the more harmonious way of life, more connected to nature. That's where our freedom is. This whole system of digital control, of media influencing our minds, what we see, how we work, what we believe, how we treat each other, it's not real. And so through individuals awakening to what is good for them, connection to source, and becoming sovereign, this is going to happen. We're on the right track. I'm very optimistic about this.
Yeah, we're learning what free will choice allows us to choose here on Earth and off world and in different places. That's the
Yes.
lesson, understanding what we're operating with and what capacity we have with energy, with choices, manifestation, the ability to create and uncreate, to change reality literally. Don't like something, change it for a better outcome. It's all in the manifestation of the psionic ability and just the choice. We make a choice. Okay, you learn from what you did, right or wrong, you learn from it, and then you choose to have a different path. That's better.
Yes.
That's what
Yes.
we're learning right now in this time frame, so that going forward, free will choice makes better decisions.
Correct information, and then making correct decisions and choices based on that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Recovering our discernment, being able to identify what is untrue, and then having the courage to stick with what we know is right. This is going to become easier. At certain periods in our history, people were killed for this kind of thing. This is no longer the case. So the conditions of Earth are going to become more favorable for this. Slowly but surely, we're moving into the next golden age. It's a great time to be alive.
Indeed, I agree. Well, thank you so much for this
Thank
wonderful
you. Thank you.
participation.
It's always an honor and a pleasure. Um, let's do more.
And we will definitely.
Okay, have a great, great day. Take good care. Wonderful ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for being here with us. We love you very much. Wishing you all the best.
Indeed. Have a wonderful night or day. Bye bye.
Take care. Bye.